Hi everybody, here we go with my magic cup of tea again for the fourth instalment of our cup of tea and a chat. Okay, we have in front of us, as you can see, Mr. Richard Winton. We're privileged to see him. There he is.
Hello everybody.
Face. We're going to be getting some background on Mr. Winton, some things maybe you didn't know about him. Obviously, some of the students might not know him, but most people should know him. He's been around for a long time. So, sir, welcome. Thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview. Can you tell
Thank you for inviting me.
That's okay. Can you tell people a little bit about your earlier life before you found martial arts?
Well, earlier life, right back into my single figures.
Yes, that'll do.
Okay, well, I was born in West Germany. It was West Germany then, before the wall came down, in a little place called Rinteln. I believe the hospital's not there anymore, but I haven't been back. Been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. My brother was also born in Germany. We moved from there to Cyprus, where my sister was born. Spent 3 years there, then back to Germany for another 3 years. And then to Singapore for 3 years before we came out here when I was about.
Sir, obviously you moved around. Were your parents in the services?
Yes, father was in the military. Yeah. So then he was posted here, and this is where we've stayed since, in about 1969, I think.
Okay, was that in the army? He was, and then
yeah, he was in the army.
The signals.
He was posted to the camp. Yes, he was in the signals. So yeah. He was then posted off to other places, but we stayed here because he bought a house here. In 71, he bought a house, and then he was posted to Loughborough and somewhere in Kent before he retired.
Mm-hmm. I remember you telling me once, sir, that your dad was very much a nomad isn't the right word, but I remember you telling me that he used to like to wander around and roam around in his camper van and all that sort of stuff.
Last weekend he just got back from Portugal. Managed to drive through Spain and France with special permission slips off the governments to get through. Otherwise he might have been stuck in Portugal for another couple of months. But yeah, he's home, safe, sound.
So where is he now? So he's with you, or
he's at home? He's at his home, not my home.
Oh, okay.
About 5 minutes up the road.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he's back at home now. He's not liking this not going out stuff. But he's 80. He's 85 in July. So.
Oh my God! And he drove all the way here.
Yeah.
At 85.
Yeah. Well, he's 84. He's nearly 85, and he's towing his car as well.
He's having his what? Sorry.
He was towing his car as well behind.
Oh my God.
So yeah, because once you're in a camper van, if you don't have your own car, if you want to go somewhere, you've got to pack everything up. It's not like a caravan where you can just leave everything as it is, but everything's got to be packed up and put away before you can drive anywhere.
Oh,
so he takes his. It's only a little smart car, but it does him okay.
If you think, I mean, people who are maybe even, I don't know, over 75, it's not easy to drive at the best of times, but to go that distance, my God.
On the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. So, yeah. That's really impressive.
Yeah, so I started school at camp, and then we came down here. And all my schooling was done here in Blandford. Up till, I think I left school in 1975.
Right.
Yeah, 75.
And did you go to college or?
Yeah, I went to Poole College, done motor vehicle studies. And unfortunately, the company I worked for went bust. They closed down, so I lost my apprenticeship. Got a job. Just went and got a job. Didn't care what I was doing.
So yeah. Were you sporty back in those days, or?
Not really. No. I like the motorsports, but no, not really sporty at all.
So so that brings us round neatly then to your taekwondo, because if I'm right in thinking, I can't remember exactly when you started, but I think it was around about 83.
83?
So yeah, I think it was. I think it was about 83, because I'm sure you took your black belt grading in 86 or 87.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds earlier than I thought. I thought it was 85 I started. But
Well, I started teaching when, because did you know Mike Witt?
yeah, he was teaching me to start with. I think you were a red belt or a black
That's
stripe
right.
when I
That's
started.
right. Yeah. Well, I was a black stripe in 1983, and Mike stopped teaching in 83.
Well, I'm a couple of years out then. It shows
Yeah.
my age, doesn't it?
So it's so it was 83 then. Yeah,
Must have been 80.
I thought it was, because
I'm sure I
Marcus
got.
started in 86, I think. I'm pretty sure he started a little bit later. But you're definitely the original, what one of the original ones.
Well, we took our black belts together up in Derby.
Well, you and Marcus.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm sure we did.
Hmm. So training back then, sir. What was training like? Not so much with me, because people know me, but was I? Well, I don't know. I don't want to talk about myself, but was I a lot harsher? Was I, was training a lot more aggressive back then?
Yeah, yeah. The phrase "my instructor's a mercenary" comes into a different meaning because he was. Yeah, he fought other people's war for money. He was that kind of guy, and
Yes.
he was hard on you. If your back leg wasn't straight, he'd kick it. If you were out of position, he'd give you a little punch in the kidneys. He'd kick the back of your legs. It was it was merciless sometimes.
Yes.
He was a tough instructor.
He was very tough.
Second degree, I think he was.
Yes, he was.
And yeah, and we used to do 2-hour sessions twice a week.
Yes.
So yeah, it was hard. It was very hard, but very worthwhile.
He used to the overriding memory I have of him was doing a pre-grading. I'd been teaching people, and there was a young lad, Rory, someone, can't remember his name, who's
I remember Rory, yes.
about thin about as thin as my finger.
Yeah, there's nothing to him.
Mr. Witt asked, by the way, he's now completely changed. I mean, I haven't seen him for like 20 or 30 years, but he now runs a charity, an amazing character.
Yeah, to do with something about his son died in
Yes, that's
one
right.
Of the wars. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And I remember doing this grading, and I'd been teaching this lad, and Mike came along to do the pre-grading. I think it was only 2 people. It was him and Jason Lafferty, I think. He said, right, identify yourself. And this lad was like only 12 or 13. And he did it very sheepishly. He said, and he said, speak up. And he said, and he actually swore at him in the class. Obviously I can't swear in front of the children that are watching this video, but this lad, this poor little kid, he just shrunk. He was absolutely petrified of Mike. So yeah, but what else about the training back then? Gradings and stuff like that. How did it differ?
Well, gradings went on and on. They went on for hours, and even as a white belt, you were there. You did your bit, and then you had to wait till the red belt, right to the end, till the red belts had finished. It could be 2-3 hours long, and it just go on and on. They were tough. The gradings themselves were tough. Back in the days of the TAGB.
That's right. Yeah.
Who came down to do that? That would be
Mike Dew.
Mike Dew, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Dew. He'd come down and do it. He was a nice bloke.
Yes.
He was the other end of the spectrum to Mike Witt.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Well. I mean, Master Dew was my instructor. He was my instructor. I mean, Mike Witt was my instructor down here. But then obviously when Mike packed it in, then I used to go to train to Bristol. I used to go to Bristol and train with Master Dew. So but he used to come down and do the gradings.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, That's an amazing thing. So can you remember any of the people that you used to train with? Do you still keep in contact with any of those guys?
Not really. Hayes.
John Hayes.
John Hayes, yeah, he used to live just down the road here, about 8 or 9 houses down on the other side of the road. He's moved out now because he came back for a while and then disappeared again.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Vince Hounson.
Yeah, of course.
Never say die.
And his famous curry eating.
Yeah, his eating habits. I haven't seen him for quite a while because he tends to buy houses, knock them down, rebuild them, and sell them on and move. I don't know where he is. I think so. I saw someone the other day said he's out Gillingham way. Not sure.
All right. Okay.
He moves around a lot. Him and Debbie.
Yeah.
There was a young lad called Matt. I saw him a little while back because he lives down in town. Matt, yeah.
Oh, not blonde lad.
Blondish, tall, nearly as tall as me.
Oh, but he wasn't around in the early days. He was a little
Not
bit.
in the early days. Oh, you want to go back that far?
Matthew Everett. Was it Matt Everett?
I can't remember his last name.
I'm
rubbish. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible remembering names.
Yeah.
Who was well back then? Oh yeah, there was a guy, Derek White. He started just before me, and he told me I should come along. It's great, and that's why I started. Derek White would have been about a year, a little bit older than me, but he's dead now.
Oh my goodness, I can't remember that. I remember Steve Ball.
Steve Ball, yeah.
Vic, was it Vic Jones?
Vic Jones, yeah. Vic Jones. I see him from time to time. I've got him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Steve Ball lives out in Stir now.
Oh,
Steve
right.
Ball lives out in Stir. I think it's the last house before you turn off for the leisure centre. So you go down Stir, you pass him every time you go down there.
Oh,
Well, his house. I don't know if he's in. I haven't seen him for a while. He works at Hospital Metalcraft, who are going like 24 hours at the moment due to this, they supply hospital equipment. So
of course they are, yeah. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Yeah, they're still advertising to take more people on.
Oh my God.
I almost went up there and offered my services. When I get bored, I might go up there and just knock on the door and say, I work for nothing. Just give me something to do.
Oh, wow. So in all this time then, obviously you had a little break, but pretty well non-stop. You've been training. What keeps you going, sir? What keeps you motivated to train?
I'm not 100% sure. I just love it. I just love doing it. I don't know what it is really. I don't know if it's just what we do, or whether it's probably mostly the people around. So the people help.
Right.
I don't really know why I keep going. I just love it. I just love doing it. Getting out there, doing stuff I never thought my body would ever do.
Yeah, well, I have to say, and that leads me on to the next question, is to me personally, you're a huge inspiration, because, and I mean that most sincerely, and I've said it on numerous occasions. The way you show up every single week, and you never wimp out, you never make excuses, you just join in and you do everything that all the 20-year-olds are doing, and you really relish it. So that's an incredible thing. How can you pass on that? What advice would you give for other people of older, in the older age group category, to continue?
Well, I believe you don't give up just because you're getting old. You get old because you give up. You shouldn't give up. Keep going. There is no end to it. As you know, you're still learning. I'm still learning. So there is no end to it. So that's my basic reason for keep going. Is I think if I give up, that would be it. I'll just get really, really old really quick.
Wow, I've done 4 of these interviews now, and 2 or 3 of them, the people have come up with amazing quotes. I've got to, I mean, when I record this back, I've got to play that back again, because that is just an amazing quote. Can you say that again? That statement you said.
A quote. Oh, okay. So I've got to get it around the right way. You don't give up because you get old. You get old because you give up.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my belief anyway.
Fantastic. Wow, that's very, very profound.
You see,
Really
I see interviews with people on the TV, and you think, "Good God, they've got old," and then you realise, they gave up what they were doing years ago. And you look at them; they've bloated, they've put on weight, and they just look old, grey, and haggard. And that's part of my philosophy there. The reason I think if I give up, I know I'll put weight on, because I eat all sorts of. I just eat what I like. I don't care whether it's good for me or not.
But your body hasn't changed 30 odd years.
No, not much. A little bit. Well, I was about 10 stone when I started. I'm about 13 and a half now. So.
Oh wow! But I mean, your philosophy must come from your dad, really, because if you think of what your dad's done, I mean, like you said, he's just driven across Europe at the age of 85.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
He's been doing it for about 19 years.
Wow.
That trip, he goes down to Portugal for 6 months, then comes home to get out of the cold. Mother's got a bit of arthritis, so it helps her too.
Yeah, of course. Bless you. So what other interests do you have, sir, outside of martial arts?
Outside of martial arts, something completely different. I like the music.
Mm-hmm.
It's got music on normally. And I like my motorbikes.
Yes.
I've got a few motorbikes kicking around, all need a bit of work on. I love working on them. Probably saw the picture the wife took, fiddling around in the garage. I'm still getting garage up together. I've got electricity halfway down the garden. I just got to get down the other half.
Now, is it true, sir? Is it true? And I don't want to embarrass your good lady wife, but is it true that one time you actually had a motorbike, you were repairing a motorbike in your house?
Not while we were together, no.
But it was in your house.
I built it in my house.
Oh, you built it in? It wasn't in the. Just so people that are watching this, it wasn't outside or in your garage. It was actually in.
I had a 2-bedroom house, and like the kitchen and living room were all knocked into one, with just a stairway down the middle, and it kind of sat half in the living room and half in the kitchen. Yeah, I built it in there. I built the frame in there, and there was burn marks in the floor from the welding. So, yeah, I built it in there. Started up in there, and rode it out the front door.
Oh my God!
Oh, it was loud.
Wow, that's a story and a half.
It was loud in that little house. Yeah, I built the whole thing in there.
What size engine was it?
750, and then I rode it down to the south of France.
My
God. I haven't got any pictures of it.
Okay. Oh, that's a shame. So you said you like music. What sort of music do you like? Is it a varied or?
Yeah, I've got quite an eclectic sort of collection of music. I pretty much something like with a bit of a pace to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind a bit of Blue Eyes now and again, a bit of Frank Sinatra in that.
Okay.
So,
oh wow.
I like blues music, like rock music. I've got quite a varied taste.
Oh, okay. All right. So going back to Taekwondo then, sir. What's your favourite aspect of Taekwondo? What do you personally like to do? What do you think you're best at?
I don't think I'm very good at any of it.
Oh, I beg to differ.
My memory doesn't serve me that well, so I keep forgetting patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like all of it. I like a bit of sparring with the youngsters. They get a bit of a kick about these days. So Ryan's moved on a bit, so he's further on. So I don't get quite so hurt these days. But his legs are quick.
Yes, yeah. But you used to like breaking as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I like the breaking, but we don't do so much of it these days. Yeah. So I don't get. I've got a big pile of tiles outside. It's gonna be hardcore soon. I'm just gonna smash it up. So I might get my wife to video that for me, and I'll put it on YouTube or something. Put it on Facebook.
So are you working at the moment, or are you?
No,
No.
I've been furloughed for the last 3
Right.
weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
Been off
So
work for 3 weeks, and I've
yeah.
been out in the garden, paving around the pond and doing all sorts.
Mm, mm.
So I'll keep going with stuff until I run out of materials. Then I don't know what I'm going to do. Take the
So
dog.
so when you probably up until a couple of years ago, you used to compete on quite a regular basis. In fact, I think you went. Didn't you go to the World Championships in Canada in 2012?
12, yes, I did. I
Yeah,
went to Naples in 2011.
that's right. Yes, you
European.
did. Yes. So,
Yeah.
so where did you, for someone who wasn't very sporty when you were younger, by your own admission, where did that hunger come from to compete?
Well, I don't know. Well, older brother, younger sister. I may not have been sporty, but I've always been competitive.
Mm,
If someone's having a go at something, I want to have a go at it, see if I can do it. You know, I'm rubbish at water skiing. I found out. I'm not very good at skiing itself on the snow, but I just have a go at anything.
yeah, yeah. That's
I'm
a
not
great.
really. I'm very competitive. I like competing and doing that kind of stuff.
Okay. Is that why you took up kickboxing, sir? Because it was something else that you could do, another challenge, maybe?
Yeah, partly, but in on the 2016, I took my last black belt grade in, and I thought to myself, well, what am I going to do now?
Mm,
I'm not going to be allowed to grade for another 6 years, so now what am I going to do? So I
mm,
thought, and I'm also struggling with work and the house and family. Mostly moved out now, but I was struggling to keep my fitness up, finding the time. So I thought kickboxing is a lot of fitness, so I can do a bit of that.
mm.
And I did a bit of that. And when you started doing grading stuff, I left and left
Mm.
you to that. And then you asked me if I fancy grading. So I thought, yeah, go on in, I'll have a go, see what it's about. I'd not seen a kickboxing grading before, so oh yeah, okay. And it's just gone on from there. I'm enjoying it. It's really good. It's
Well,
tough. I'm not saying
yeah.
it's not.
Well, I know that all your colleagues like Sam and Phil and
Oh, I love it.
Harvey, they're all that you graded with those three guys, didn't you?
Yes.
Last time in February, and they all love you. They all think you're amazing. So it's a nice group of guys there.
Yeah, they're nice guys.
All of different. You've got young Harvey. You've got a little bit older Sam. Then you've got the bless old Phil. I don't mean old Phil if he's watching, sir. Sorry, but you got Phil, and then you've got yourself. So it's a nice group of guys.
Well, Phil's come on really well over the years.
Yeah,
So
he
he's doing
has.
really well now.
He has. He has. He has. So you became an instructor. How long ago? About 7, 8 years.
2009.
2009. So it's over 10 years. Wow. Okay. So how rewarding is that being
Very,
instructor?
very. I think seeing your students, I don't have any that compete, so I haven't gone that far yet. But to see your students grade, do really well and pass with a high mark is more rewarding than me passing my grading myself, believe it or not.
No,
And
I can't believe it.
and I found that when I started teaching, I started learning more about myself, about other people, about the art. You start learning. You don't even realize you're doing it sometimes, but you're learning all the time. If someone can't quite get a specific technique, you learn to adjust so they can, because everyone's different. Everyone's body's different. How they perceive things are different. It's a massive inspiration for me to see how well they're doing. For them to grade with, do really well. There was one grading where I think I had about 4 or 5 grading, and every single student surpassed my expectations of them, and that was just something else. I can't even describe the feelings from that one. Just sat there looking at the cards.
It is wonderful, isn't it? It is wonderful to see the work that you've put into them, but they've done it, and they've, as you say, exceeded all expectation. That's it. It is a
Mhm.
fantastic feeling.
And when I have students who actually compete, that's a different level completely, because you've taught them and they've
Yes.
come along. Like Mike Bartlett,
Yes.
you've taught him, he's come along, and he goes along, competes, and he just comes away with golds, does really well. And that's even better than winning a gold yourself,
Yes.
knowing that you've put the input in and
Yes.
you've encouraged them. I mean, he puts all the work in, he doesn't stop.
Yes. Yeah.
Bless him, he's hung his gloves up now for a while,
Yes.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
he
I
might
spoke
come.
to him the other day. He sent me a message.
All right.
It was something to do with something else, but yeah, yeah, yeah. It is an amazing achievement, you know, to see the work that you put in with people, and then to see them. I get very emotional about it. Actually, I get really, really emotional. So with the difference between you and me, because I'm exactly the same when I'm teaching. You know, other people, their feelings are way more important than mine, and everyone says that I'm really, really patient, but with children I've got no patience at all. But
I
you're
know.
the opposite. So
Yeah.
how come you're so patient?
Well, I've brought up two kids, and they are like chalk and cheese. They are two completely different people. This is
That's Liam and Hannah, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, Liam and Hannah. Bless them. They're both on their final year at university.
Wow.
Hannah's just had her graduation cancelled. Not a happy bunny. So
Oh.
it won't be the same if they just post you your degree.
Is she at home with you now?
No, she's in Southampton where she
Oh,
lives.
okay. All
So
right.
she's been going to Portsmouth University.
Okay.
Liam is up in Hatfield
That's right.
trying to sort out a house for when he leaves uni. He's not
Yes.
coming home.
Right. Okay.
What he wants to do, music and technology, is all up London way, so he's staying up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, he was a second Dan.
That's right. Yeah.
He got the second Dan, and then he gave up so he can concentrate on his school studies.
Yeah, of course.
Because academically, he's not brilliant, not like Hannah. So it's just the way it is. Like I say, they're completely different people. You have to treat them different. So everyone that comes in the training class has to be treated differently. I've got kids there with ADHD, all sorts. They're just quite a mix. You get some of them just looking out the window. You've got to bring them back into the fold. But that's the way it goes.
I must admit, I admire you, because I can't do it.
And you have to. It's a bit like mathematics. How good are you at that?
No, I'm right to that as well.
You've got to bring it down to the lowest common denominator. You have to keep it at each. You know as well as I do. Everyone learns at different speeds, and you have to keep everyone learning at the speed they're capable of working at.
Of course.
If one's a little bit slower than another, then you've got to be able to move the quicker one on a little bit more than the slower one. But keep it like that. Oh, hello. We've got a guest.
Hello.
Who's this then? Who's this?
Hello.
No, she can start barking out the window. Our Foxy, bless her. She will just bark till the house comes down. There you go. That's okay.
So last question, sir. Probably a really difficult one. In your 37 years of just looking, yeah, it is 37. Yeah, so 37 years. What's been the highlight so far, or haven't you had one yet? Or are you looking forward to a highlight?
Well, there's been ups and there's been downs. There's been plenty of ups and downs. Oh yeah, of course, competed in the World Championships. Well, I had my hip done. I can't remember when that was now. Late 2008. 2008, something like that. I had my hip done. So obviously couldn't compete for a while. Fair enough. And then I got back into training. It took me a while to get back into it. And then, if you remember, we went to the Welsh Championships. Who was it invited me to that? It might have been Scott Pidgley, actually.
Oh,
Said,
yeah, I
"Oh,
remember. That was in UKITF.
yeah, yeah."
Yes.
He said, "You coming along?" I said, "Yeah, all right then." So I entered, and we're coming out we went down the minibus. I think you drove a minibus, didn't you?
Oh, I used to drive minibuses
Yeah,
everywhere.
I think you drove the minibus. And as we get off, walking to the venue, I distinctly remember you saying, "Do you fancy qualifying for the World Championships?" So I don't know. Let's get this over with first. My first one back, I come away with nothing, but come away with experience, not nothing, experience, and it was a good day. It was a good day. Met with a lot of people who don't normally see until you go to competitions,
Mm.
and I most of the time I got beaten in the quarterfinals that day. I think in everything, come away with nothing. Well, memories,
Mm-hmm.
if you can call anything memories in my brain these days, and just went on from there. Yeah, just went on, and then I got invited to go and train with the England team, which
That's
was
right. Yeah.
that was quite a highlight.
Mm.
And then Mr. Grant Churchwood saying, "So you coming to Italy or what?" Excuse me. "Well, I've got your name down here to compete in the European Championship." All right, best I had then. If you got my name down, off we went. Good time. Good
Uh-huh.
time. Yeah.
Okay. So so
That
so
was, that was quite a
yeah,
highlight.
so your two major competitions. So the
Yeah.
world, because I didn't go to either. I never went to the Europeans. I went to the Worlds in Korea the time before, but didn't go to Canada. But and I know because I know you like Canada because you've been there a lot, haven't you?
Yeah. They gave me a day off so I can go and see some relatives. I went a day with relatives because I got a third cousin. I think it was her first birthday when we were there.
Oh.
So I went and had tea and cake with them.
Uh-huh.
So that was
Uh-huh.
nice.
Oh,
Of
cool.
course, I'd never met this little one before.
Uh-huh.
Well, we were thinking of going over. Oh no, they were going to come over here this year, but it's all turned off. It's all been
Uh-huh.
cancelled now, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
So how are you keeping in these difficult times? How's
well,
you and Lorraine? Are you all
yeah,
keeping?
we're okay. We're okay. We got a fair sized garden and a fair sized house for us two to wrap around in. So we've got our own space.
Good.
Lorraine's taken up Italian.
Oh wow.
She's using Duolingo on the computer.
Uh-huh.
So she's finding her way back through that. She's been doing really well.
Uh-huh.
She says it's quite surprising. She said they put a sentence up. She said, and she knows what it means. Or they say something. She goes, "Oh, I know what that means." So she's loving it. She's
Oh,
good with
bless you.
languages.
Bless you.
So
Right,
yeah,
so I think our time is up, Fred, because this meeting will shut itself down in a moment. So
oh, right.
thank you ever so much, sir, for all your
Welcome.
time, and I'm sure people are going to love hearing about your history and your past. And that was really kind of you to agree to this interview.
Oh, it's kind of you to invite me. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you very much, sir. You, as I said before, you're a massive inspiration to me, and I know I've said that on numerous occasions at presentation meetings. So I look up to you. For a lot of my motivation comes from you, the
Oh,
way that you continue to do stuff. So thank you very much for all that, and hope to see you soon. Same as I've said to everybody, hope to see
yeah,
you in the
sooner,
flesh.
sooner
Yes,
rather than later.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care.